Whether you're a first-time cruiser or a pro, choosing the right shore excursions can be tough. In this video, we're diving into our Royal Caribbean Voyager of the Seas Mediterranean cruise. We'll share our itinerary, pro tips for picking excursions, and break down the pros and cons of booking with the cruise versus going independent.
I think we've totally left the rest of the group completely behind us.
We'll reveal our scoring system and data, so let's jump in.
On day one, we ported in Nice, France, and decided to bravely opt for a self-guided tour.
So today, Eric is taking us to a beach.
We're gonna go to Paloma Beach, swim in this beautiful sea, and then we're gonna go explore Old Town Nice. We don't have all that long today. I think it's a total of 8 hours, and then the last tender back on board is at 5:30, and they will leave without us. So we're gonna get back at 4, so we don't have that problem.
We are group 8 for our tender tickets. They are just down there. We had to, well, when I say we, Eric had to line up at 7:30 a.m. this morning to get those tickets. So, and we're group 8, so that just goes to show how popular getting off the boat is, I guess.
You needed to line up early for your tender tickets if you didn't book a shore excursion through the cruise. Keep this in mind if you're planning your own onshore activities. Luckily, our number was called much quicker than we expected, and it didn't take long for our tender to reach Nice. Once we got off the tender, we hopped on the number 15 bus, which took us to a stop just a short walk from Paloma Beach.
I'm trying to find a beach that not all the cruise attendees were gonna come to. And it looks like we were right. Wow, beautiful. Now, I'm not really too sure what I was expecting from France, but this is incredible.
Now, Paloma Beach is a little bit different. It is covered in pebbles, so be prepared for a rocky walk. Getting in and out of the water can also be a little bit tricky because of the slippery rocks, so make sure you watch your step. After enjoying the beach, we walked back to the bus stop and caught a ride into Old Town Nice. Strolling through the charming streets was absolutely beautiful. The narrow alleyways, the colourful buildings, and the buzz of the markets made the whole experience feel so vibrant.
Being here makes me wish that I paid a little bit closer attention in the 9 years of French class I had to take living in Canada.
Let's do a test. What do you know? Tell us what you know.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Eric. Puis-je aller à la toilette, s'il vous plaît? I think that's how you asked how to go to the bathroom. Bienvenue.
What's that?
I don't even know. I'm just listening.
Is that a swear word? We don't know.
No. Comment ça va is like, how are you? Ça va bien, happy. Ça va mal. Un petit toi. That's it.
That's it. Okay, we can work with that.
We scored our self-guided day in Nice an 8 out of 10 and spent approximately 15 Australian dollars, which in 2025 is around about 10 US dollars. On day 2, we ported in Civitavecchia, which is the closest port for Rome. Today we booked one of the ship's shore excursions called Italian Countryside and Olive Oil Tasting. Our first stop was a little charming town called Tuscania. Now, if you haven't heard of Tuscania, it's one of those hidden gems in Italy. It's nestled in the Lazio region. It's got a classic medieval vibe with cobblestone streets and beautiful old churches. We tried some of the local gelato here, and our guide told us that it's allegedly the best gelato in Italy.
Oh, it's good. It's kind of like tastes a bit cinnamon, like sugar and cinnamon. It's good. Best gelato in Italy.
Moving on to the next part of our tour, we went to an olive oil and wine tasting, and let me tell you, it was amazing. The olive oils were rich and flavorful, and the wine, well, let's just say it paired perfectly with everything we tasted. You might remember this spot from our Rome video, so you should check that one out if you want to find out more about this spot. For us, we feel like Rome is better experienced across a few days. This is your friendly reminder that Civitavecchia isn't really the stop where you should be booking your own external tours, especially if you're trying to get to Rome. You actually need to take a train ride into Rome. We caught some fellow travelers running to make the ship's departure on time. We scored this day a 9 out of 10, and the total cost of the tour for both of us was $290 Australian, which is approximately 190 US dollars in 2025. On day 3, we stopped at Naples and again opted to book our shore excursion through the ship. This tour was called The Ruins of Pompeii. which is exactly what it sounded like, a guided tour of Pompeii. First, we visited a Cameo's jewellery making demonstration. If you're not familiar with this technique, they're decorative pieces of jewellery that feature beautifully carved images or portraits that are usually made from materials like shells, stone, or glass. Next, we headed to Pompeii, and let me tell you, what makes this place so fascinating is how well preserved it is. Archaeologists have been able to uncover so much about ancient life just by studying the time capsule that Pompeii has left behind. For a quick history lesson, Pompeii was an ancient Roman city that was buried under volcanic ash from a volcanic eruption in 79 AD. Thanks to the volcanic eruption, we can now explore detailed castings of the past. It's like stepping into another time, seeing how people lived, the city's structure and the systems. For example, you can spot large stones on the road that were designed to act as a stepping stone bridge when the streets flooded. We also checked out what we think were ancient eateries and kitchen countertops, and in the back of these plots, we saw where the food was cooked and stored. We even got to sneak peek inside a well-preserved family home, sauna, spa, and these places truly were ahead of their time. We scored this a 9 out of 10, with the total cost being 264 Australian dollars, which is approximately 165 US dollars for both of us. We found this was the perfect way to explore Pompeii. Day 4 was a sea day for us, and if you want to learn more about what the ship has to offer, head over to our channel and check out our full cruise ship tour video. Here's something you definitely don't want to miss. As you travel between Naples and Malta, you'll pass the Stromboli volcano. Make sure you listen to your cruise director to find out when you will be approaching it. This is an active volcano and is still populated. Day 5 we spent in Malta, and it was here that we decided to book our tour direct with a local provider. We ported here, so no tender tickets were needed, but we probably should have looked into some ground transport to reach our activity. It was an hour-long walk in the back streets of Malta, a lot of which seemed to be under construction. It still wasn't as bad as our unexpected hike in the Amalfi Coast. You'll have to head across to our channel to check that one out. But when we finally made it to the adventure that we'd booked, Rolling Geeks, a semi-self-guided golf cart tour around Malta, there was a cute dog, which made us really happy.
So I booked us a tour with Rolling Geeks. So we've got a wonderful golf cart. On the golf cart, it's got a pre-programmed GPS, and it's going to take us all around Malta. We drive it ourselves. We're not in a group. Open road. It's going to be a good day.
So we are officially in the golf cart, ready to rock and roll. We've been given very strict instructions to follow this map. So Eric's on driving, I'm on navigation. Wish us luck.
Wish us luck. Vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom. Wowie. Our guide has officially left us now. We are about to head out onto the road on our own. Am I nervous? A little.
It doesn't go very fast.
That's okay, it doesn't go very fast. So my job is to, don't know if you can see it, but track this GPS to make sure we're on course. Eric is, of course, driving and tooting that horn.
Coming up on your left is a Capuchin Friary.
Oh.
The Capuchin Friary.
Speed bump.
Oh, so what do we do with the speed bump?
We go as fast as we can.
Oh, wow,
There we go.
That's very bumpy.
Turn here. 3, 2, 1. We're off. We're good.
Oh,
Woo!
oh, speed bumps.
Speed bumps.
What are you doing?
Woo! Shoot the gap, baby! Shoot the gap!
I think we've totally left the rest of the group
Good.
completely
You're
behind
now
us.
accessing
Learn how to
Smart
drive.
City Malta. This is a self-sustained
slow down.
industry township for knowledge-based companies located in the Ricosoli estate.
We've made it to the first stop in our
Self-guided tour.
self-guided golf buggy tour. Yeah, I don't think this fountain's on.
Now,
Should we go to the next stop?
let's go to the next stop. There's some beaches coming up. There's some really scenic lookouts, so we don't want to spend too much time looking at a broken fountain. Hey, roll tide! the fountain's not working. Yep. So there wasn't a whole lot to see.
Those were some fellow golf buggy travelers.
From
I think-
Alabama.
I think they're a little apprehensive. I'd say Eric's definitely the most confident driver out of the group, so I am very lucky to be a passenger princess with him.
Guys, I've watched a lot of Fast and Furious growing up.
WWVDD.
What would Vin Diesel do?
Meat.
So in case you missed that, we are just passing now the Mediterranean Film Studios in Malta, and most recently Gladiator 2 has been shot here. So although you may
have reached your destination.
reach the destination, so although we can keep on going by, although you may think
The 19th century saw great technical advancement.
quick update, we've lost navigation, our golf cart, and we lost our maps, and we also couldn't get into contact with anyone, and we lost the group convoy.
Really quick note, I need more horsepower behind this thing. When you're stuck in traffic and it's laggy, we need to put the pedal to the metal. She's trying to call us. It was stressful, but we made it here.
On the road. There's Malta, Valletta. Very satisfying view next to all of these grand super yachts.
Absolutely.
Eric's doing a great job navigating through adversity,
Through traffic,
through some traffic.
but beautiful buildings. It's really scenic, and that like the water's so blue against like all these like sand-colored buildings and walls. The yachts here are insane.
Yeah, they really are. Oops, speed bump. And here is our cruise ship, the Voyager of the Sea.
If you'd like to learn more about the vessel that we were traveling on, head over to our channel and check out our full cruise ship tour video plus our porthole room tour. Despite the bumps in the road, no pun intended, we were able to drive by some beautiful Malta sites and monuments. Thank goodness we had one of the guides come to assist us with navigation for the remainder of the tour. Thankfully, on the way back we were guided to a water taxi by our new friends, so it was much quicker to make our way back to the ship. This was an awesome way to get a second look at Malta and see everything again from the water. Before we boarded, we took a trip up the elevator in Valletta. At the top, we were able to see the saluting battery, where a ceremonial cannon is fired daily at noon and at 4 p.m. This also offered a spectacular view of the Grand Harbour. We got there late, so we were only able to get this view of the cannon firing. This is definitely the stop you want to be up on deck watching the ship exit. We scored this a 7 out of 10, which is a total cost for both of us at 160 Australian dollars, which is approximately 100 US dollars. We also paid for an additional €1 each to catch the lift in Valletta. In Rhodes, we decided to make an external booking. We signed up to a full-day Rhodes Island tour. There were plenty of other people from our cruise who also joined us on this tour, and the bus actually picked us up from exactly the same spot as the ship booked tours. We began our day by visiting a traditional ceramics making and design workshop. The artwork and the pieces were truly magnificent.
So today we are in Rhodes, Greece, and we just had an incredible demonstration of how they make some of their pottery and ceramics here. And now we're going to taste some olive oil.
All right, so what do you have on those
so
ones?
So this one is the garlic olive oil. It's good.
And that one's dripping.
This one's chili.
Ooh, you got
I'm kind of nervous for this
a
one.
lot on there.
I soaked it in
And
chili.
I did not see any water.
All right, let's do it.
You're brave.
It's good. It's really subtle.
Oh.
It just tastes like, oh,
Hitting ya. There it is. Always give it a couple seconds. Spoke too soon.
We then made our way to a village in Rhodes called Lindos.
All right, we're climbing 300 steps up to the Acropolis here in Rhodes, Greece. Whew. It's hot too. So right now, part of the group is going up to the Acropolis, 300 steps up. Other part are just going to view the town. We decided to climb the steps up And yeah, we just got our tickets. Now we're here. Now we're waiting for our tour guide. Beautiful view down to the water. Top of the Acropolis in Lindos. Pretty amazing. It's just crazy that they've been able to preserve all of this, and it's obviously open to all the elements. And it's clearly hot. We've had some people, one guy fall faint and literally collapse in front of us, but wow. They're saying this is one of the major trade highways between Israel, Egypt, Greece, Italy. Pretty incredible.
We finished our day by visiting the medieval city. Our tour guide actually grew up here, so she was able to give us an epic local insight into this spot. We scored this tour a 9.5 out of 10, and the total cost of the tour for both of us was 331 Australian dollars, which is approximately 210 US dollars. We're going to skip day 8 because this is the day that we were filming our cruise ship tour video and we didn't really get to see much of Turkey. Day 9 was our most anticipated stop, Santorini.
So today, Eric has the reins. So he's taking me on an ATV tour of Santorini.
Again, this was a stop where you needed to get a tender ticket. Then, once on land, you caught a cable cart all the way up to the top, beginning in Fira. There are plenty of ATV providers, and we chose Moto Santorini for our booking.
All right, guys, we stopped in this really incredible little town called Amirovigli. Sorry if that's not how you pronounce it. Anyway, they call it the balcony over the Aegean Sea. And yeah, the views are absolutely incredible.
Next, we headed off to the town of Oia.
And as you can see, it is the blue domed sanctuary of Santorini. They have these incredible blue domed buildings, and that's kind of the ones that you see all across social media. They are truly so picturesque.
Oh, Greek town in Detroit has nothing on Santorini.
So we have made it. It took us 45 minutes to get from Oia to Parisa Beach, which is one of the longest black sand beaches in Santorini. We are very excited to be close to the water as it is extremely hot here and it's only May. So now we are cheersing. Ooh, cheers. We got this sunbed, these 2 sun lounges and this umbrella for the price of 2 cocktails, which in my opinion, you're making money.
We scored this a 9.5 out of 10, and the total cost for the both of us was 140 Australian dollars, which is approximately 87 US dollars. On day 10, we were in Mykonos and we walked around the town, but honestly, we found that we wish we'd booked a tour here. We did get to see the lower windmills and saw a few gorgeous churches and, of course, some cute cats, but we found that our stamina from the cruise was really running out. We scored this self-guided day a 6 out of 10, but we spent $0. Our last stop was Athens, but we spent a few days here, so we've created a dedicated video for you to watch.
The results show that spending more generally led to a higher experience score. While booking with the cruise may offer a better experience, self-guided and external provider options save money. Both have their perks depending on whether you prioritize cost or experience. Drop us a comment below, let us know what your experience has been. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you click that subscribe button to join us on our next adventure. Trust me, it's gonna be a good one.